I think we've had to be. I mean, it's one of our most unique programs that still is a marketing program today that makes a lot of sense, that is our 100% money back guarantee, where we'll stand behind, and we take it to every market we're in, but we'll stand behind the value of the home. So if a homeowner buys their house from Howard Hanna, one of our listings, and they're not happy in the first year in the house, for any reason whatsoever, we'll buy the house back from them.
Wow.
Really?
Really?
And
that is risky business.
well, you think it's even riskier, the fact that the program was developed in 1982 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they used to produce this hard metal surface called steel.
Yeah,
that
crashed.
That disappeared.
Time, yeah.
Okay. Gulf Oil said, we're leaving.
Yeah.
The housing market, interest rates in the teens, and somehow my dad and my aunts had the nerve to say, we still believe in Pittsburgh. So if you list your house with us, or you buy a house with us, we'll buy it back from you if you leave. And so that early 80s programs, like in our DNA. So you go back to 2009, when my first real financial crisis that I saw, the whole housing market, and I'm leading a team, and we had just rolled in and acquired our largest competitor here in Cleveland. And if you think we did that in November of 2008. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Right.
World's going to hell in a handbasket,
Right.
the mortgage industry. And in February of that year, we came out with a program, which was and everybody's worried about losing their job. We had our job loss mortgage. That if you lost your job, you bought a house with us and did the financing with our mortgage company. If you lost your job, we'd pay 120 days of your mortgage payment.
Very
And
generous.
It was a risk.
Yeah.
But we said, you can't just run when times are good. You've got to be innovative when times are challenging and be able to overcome objections and give confidence to people.
Yeah.
And I think, so that's where I say we're consumer centric,
Mm-hmm.
and our agents still talk about some of those programs. They talk about the risk that we're willing to take.
Yeah.
Or as recent as March of 2020, we have a program we call Income Advantage that we've had for years, which is we offer our agents a draw against their commissions. And they have to sign up annually in February. February 15th is when they sign up. And we have some agents that take it every year, some who say, I don't need a draw, I'm good. And we have some who use it just for marketing. They're betting against themselves.
Yeah.
They set on a formula. But February, that's like you sign up and we're done and we've got it in the books. Well, late March, if you think about March 2020, even though the market turned out to be great, we didn't know when we were going back to work.
Yeah, I know. Same
we
here.
had independent contractor real estate agents saying, how am I going to provide for my family?
Yeah.
And so the first thing we did is we came out in March and said, we're extending the roll-in period for Income Advantage up until April 15th. You can roll in. And we didn't know if we were going to be paying people like
out of your
thousands
own
of
pocket.
dollars. Well, and we did. And so we have these, when we do that, that was the benefit, not to us as the broker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't broker-centric. That was agent-centric.
Agent-centric.
But it was also to give them confidence to say, I got to take care of my clients still.
Yeah.
To say I might not get a closing. And places like Michigan made real estate non-essential, in New York State, so you couldn't even show houses.
Right.
But we said we got to take care of the family.
Yeah.
And if that means we do a little bit less, we take care of more. So when we do those unique programs that we think are benefiting, whether it's the customer, whether it's the agent, whether it's not for us.
You're right.
And I think people miss that in our industry. And I think there's been a lot of companies that come out and say, oh, we're for the agent.
Yeah. Those are great examples. I tell the team all the time that be the customer, meaning the customer is the ultimate boss, to your point. They can decide to fire us anytime they want and take their business elsewhere. And so if we don't solve their pain point, they'll go find someone else to solve that pain point. Yeah. But those are great ones. I didn't know about your program as far as the buyback after a year.
I don't think anyone else has a program like that.
No, we've had it for a long time, and we tell people about it. And even when we've done some mergers or partnerships, it's one of the first things we bring to the table. And our partners are like, they've known about it. And they're like, well, is this too risky? And I go, well, it's risky, but it's calculated. And it's
working, obviously.
And it works. And it says to the, I still think the key to the business is the seller.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of debate in our industry right now, and I think it's great. But I think today the one place where you sit at a kitchen table and say to somebody, trust me, I might be a stranger. You may not know me that well, but I'm going to take your largest asset and help you get it sold. Mm-hmm. And they sign a contract with a time and a period. So even some of those programs are to say, and we're going to stand behind the value of your house to this buyer. There's no extra cost to you. We're going to stand behind this value so that when somebody says, is this house worth it? We can say, we believe it is, so much so that we'll stand behind the value to 100% of the purchase price. Or when we did the job loss mortgage. Well, why would somebody put their risk out there? Because we had to say to that homeowner, it's not just reduce the price of your house.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
Yeah.
You know, so that became, you know, part of the strategy.
Well, those were two huge pain points, especially at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know, when you launched those, whether it was income protection in 2008 or, you know, the crazy interest rates back in the early 80s, you know, mid 80s. So
that is definitely differentiate you from everybody else, from all your competition. And I think what else